Welcome to stage 3 of the BP Ultimate Rally Raid Portugal. Today marks the halfway point of the event as we enjoy a spin on Spanish soil. Daniel Sanders led out the bikes for the second day of running and really had to look after his tyres on this 308km special. KTM have gone with a softer model than their rivals, and the Australian didn't want to take any unnecessary risks on a fast day, especially when he's so close to securing the championship. Second place for him today, and he's the second overall. Nacho Cornejo was the only hero rider to get through unscathed yesterday as Ross Branch crashed out and Tobias Ebster took an oil bath. The Chilean did have problems of his own today though, battling with a loose saddle and then falling into a ditch. Luckily Alfredo Pellicer helped him to get out. Nacho's last in RallyGP and admits this kind of terrain is a weakness, but he's working hard to improve. It was another decent day for Lorenzo Santolino on the Sherco. The Spaniard only lives a couple of hours away and he felt right at home. He was disappointed with the final high-speed section though, because his rear tyre split and that prevented him from pushing. Santolino 6th in class and the 8th fastest biker. Skyler Howes isn't really a fan of narrow Baja-style racing, but the American felt more at home today with fewer trees and more open tracks. He was 5th on the stage and sits 5th overall in RallyGP. It has been a rough couple of months for the American, who lost his mother to cancer over the summer, but he's confident he can bounce back in the coming weeks and months.
I want to, say that I'm tough mentally, and I feel like I am, but, of course, the death of your mother, I think, is not easy, no matter who you are, and I'll never be over it, of course, but, just focus on myself, focus on the race, and start riding like I know how.
Well, Luciano Benavides was actually leading the stage at kilometre 105, but had to ease off in the second section to look after the tyres. The Argentine ended up 3rd, his best result this week, and he now leads Ricky Brabec by just 10 seconds in the battle for the final podium spot. The two riders also neck and neck in the W2RC, and Luciano's promised to go all in this weekend. Tosha Schareina was a man on a mission today. That mission was to hunt down Daniel Sanders. He, Sanders and Benavides were separated by just 3 seconds at kilometre 137, but the Honda man put the hammer down in the final section. His reward was the stage victory and the overall lead.
Last 100k was all in. I tried to smoke the tire and just think on try to push, and we did it. Tomorrow we'll have the mission to open the stage. Will be not easy. Here for sure is not like desert, but we will see. We are so close, but we will push from the beginning to the end.
Schareina loving his day on home soil as he finished over 3 minutes clear of Sanders and Benavides, the two teammates separated by a second. Schareina now leads by 1 minute 42 from Sanders. That's the battle for overall victory. And just those 10 measly seconds between Benavides and Brabec as they grapple for 3rd. Once again showed he's a cut above the rest in Rally 2, speeding to his 3rd consecutive stage win. Like his KTM teammates, he just had to survive in the second part of the stage after wearing his tyres down to slicks. And admittedly, was helped by a speeding penalty for his nearest rival, Bruno Santos. Santos originally won the stage by just a single second, but that penalty meant he had to be content with 2nd place. The Portuguese rider admits he found it easier last year in the wet conditions when there was a bit more grip, but he's happy with the way that he's riding and still sits 2nd overall. Tomas Zoldos continues his domination of Rally 3. The Frenchman didn't quite make it into the top 15 today, finishing 20th in the bikes overall, but within his class, that was enough to beat Salvador Amoral by almost 19 minutes. This has been some way for the Frenchman to announce himself on the W2RC stage. Salvador's brother Gonzalo hit major trouble and dropped out of overall contention, so Carlo Cabini's up to second, over an hour behind Zoldos. In the quads, Marek Woy finished second for the second out running. The Pole had to have one of his kidneys removed after a crash at the last round in South Africa, which means he'll soon be saying goodbye to this class. But first, he wants to reach the end of the season on the World Cup podium. Woy coming in 5 minutes down on the day's winner, Antanas Kanopkinas. The Lithuanian clawing back nearly 20 minutes on his teammate Gaetan Martinez, but the Frenchman still leads the rally by 21:38.
It's a fight against you. Say I can go faster, but if I go faster, I will not find my people to change my battery.
Pedro Bianchi Prata has set himself a huge challenge this week, completing the rally on a bike that is 100% electric and powered by sustainable energy.
It's a bike very well manufactured because it's a lot of traction and it's a lot of speed. It's high speed in a short of time. You can go really fast. The only problem by now is the batteries, because if you push too much, you don't do a lot of kilometers. It was a huge day. Nobody believed that we could do it. Almost 700 kilometers to arrive here and 430 of special stage. We changed 7 batteries. The dream is to arrive and can do a Dakar, but a full Dakar with all the bikes. For now, I think is not possible. The battery capacity has to be much more, and not having the bike heavy like 200 kilos.
After the high of a first ultimate stage win yesterday, João Ferreira came crashing back down to earth today. The Portuguese star didn't expect the tracks to be so slippery and came to a standstill at kilometre 162. He ended up losing over an hour and a half. Lionel Beau is driving one of 3 X-Raid Minis at this event, and he was the fastest of them on this third stage. He's competing alongside his daughter Lucy, with whom he's finished the last 2 editions of the Dakar. They were just inside the top 10 today, just outside that corner, and they sit 13th overall. Well, today was an emotional roller coaster for Sebastian Loeb. Part of the stage was neutralised for safety reasons, and it took a while to work out who had finished where. Loeb was originally given the stage victory, then he dropped down to 4th place, before finally being restored to 1st place and taking the day's honours. A great way for the WRC legend to bounce back after all of his problems yesterday.
The gap is quite big. We lost 14 minutes yesterday. We are still 11 minutes from the lead, so the gap is big. So yeah, but like you said, every day something happens. It's very difficult, very tricky, narrow, fast. So we'll have to keep concentrated, and we'll see what happens.
Speaking of WRC legends, it was an up and down day for Carlos Sainz. The Spaniard set off second behind Ferreira and was going nicely, but he was forced up to the front when the Portuguese driver stopped, and this wasn't the ideal day to be opening. He also dropped time late in the stage and finished 7th, although he is on the overall podium in 3rd place.
Well, it was going more or less good. Then we saw Joao when he has the accident. And then we were opening, so it wasn't really the best situation. And then, unfortunately, towards the end, I got a puncture and lost again more than a few minutes. But, well, it is like it is. I think we are running 3rd now, so we will see. Still a couple of days.
Seth Quintero's overall hopes were ruined by a freak mechanical on stage 1, but since then everything's been clicking for the young American. He said he had one job today, to go for it, and with new co-driver Andy Short, who was competing in a T1 Plus for the very first time, he only finished 1 minute and 38 seconds off the pace. Quintero feeling like a new man as we build towards the Dakar. But our new overall leader is his teammate, Lucas Moraes. Once all the calculations were made, the Brazilian ended the day in 3rd place, behind Loeb and his other teammates, Henk Laatiken. Moraes had just tried to be smart today, keeping it clean and avoiding big mistakes. He'll be setting off in a decent position tomorrow, and he'll keep pushing until Lisbon.
It's part of a rally, especially João. He was opening today, and the stage was again a proper one. So yeah, part of the game. Now we are leading. Keep the head in a good place and keep focus.
Loeb taking the honours by 33 seconds from Laatiken, who said this was a day when you could lose it all, and improving Yazid Al-Raji finished 5th. Only 57 seconds separate the teammates Moraes and Laatiken overall, with Sainz at 5:36. Gonçalo Guerreiro took a big step towards overall victory in the Challengers with a very smooth performance today. While his main overall rivals, Pau Navarro and Pim Klaassen, lost over an hour each, the Portuguese driver came home comfortably in 3rd and now leads by over 16 minutes. Victory went to Matthias Ekstrom, who was on an absolute tear, the Swede finishing as the 8th fastest FIA car, ahead of most of the ultimates. A great way to bounce back after he retired yesterday with a broken prop shaft. That EKS at Canam is running very nicely indeed.
Yesterday we had to retire, but today we had a good feeling and a lot of fun again. So today we were feeling competitive and good, and we just waiting for the official times. If they match the feeling, we have a good time.
Well, Ekstrom winning ahead of Charles Munster and Guerreiro, exactly the same top 3 as on stage 1, with only 4 minutes 19 between them. Guerreiro looking good overall, with 2nd place Munster 16.5 minutes adrift. João Diaz roared to back-to-back wins in the SSVs, tightening his grip on 1st place overall. The Santac racing man has pulled away from the rest of the field, even if he only took today's honours by a tiny margin of 6 seconds from Luis Portela. He is delighted to see the Portuguese nationals performing so well at this event. It feels great, driving here at home with people who love us, who are happy to see this Portuguese armada making the headlines. We're leading in several classes, which is fantastic both for me and for all of my compatriots. Diaz edging out Portela with Luis Chidade completing the stage podium. Once again, it was an all-Portuguese top 5. Overall, Diaz has a 14-minute 25 advantage over the W2RC leader, Alexander Pinto.